I feel like Mr. Murdoch has been here before.
He has, Your Honor. I told him you would probably recognize him. Don't be alarmed.
Wow, see, I recognized that before I even saw you. It's just the name.
Yeah, it was about maybe almost 3 years ago at this point.
Oh, wow, that long ago. I still remember that. Huh.
We're
Okay.
having a good memory.
All right.
Your Honor, Richard T. Serrano, 33328. I appear today on behalf and with my client as my DC counsel for purpose of arraignment pretrial. And as to the arraignment, Your Honor, excuse me. Please state your name, sir.
All right. And today's date scheduled for the arraignment and pretrial, and as to the arraignment.
Your Honor, I spoke to my client regarding the nature of the charges against him, all the maximum penalties involved, be it from this court or any other administrative agency. He understands them as well as signing the advice of rights, which he also understands. Thereby, we waive formal reading and you.
Court will waive the formal reading, enter plea of not guilty for purposes of the arraignment, and as to the pretrial.
Your Honor, after speaking to the prosecutor, my client wishes to avail himself of that offer and that he will plead guilty to the amended charge of having no valid driver's license in his possession on that date and time. And if that's in fact accepted by the court, the original charges would be dismissed.
Okay, so that's one thing I don't remember exactly, sir, and I haven't looked at your all your documents yet. What were you here for last time? Same thing?
It was a DUI.
He ended up pleading to impaired driving, I believe. So,
I was
Okay.
put on a year of probation for it.
Okay.
you successfully do that, sir?
Yes.
All right, please raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear from the testimony about to give this matter to be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth?
Yes,
All right. And you heard the plea that your attorney placed on the record, correct?
yes,
As to the amended charge of no operator's license on person, how do you plead?
yes,
And you've gone over your advice of rights form with your attorney, correct?
yes, sir.
And you understood all of those rights prior to signing it, correct?
Yes, sir.
And you also understand by entering into a plea you'll be waiving some of those rights, specifically your trial and appellate rights.
Yes.
And you also understand the possible penalty as a result of your plea, whether in this court, any other court or administrative agency.
Yes.
And knowing all that, you want to continue with your plea.
Yes, sir.
Has anybody promised you anything, threatened you, or coerced you in any way for you to enter into a plea?
No.
All right, counsel, you can please party your client.
Mr. Murdoch, on August 2nd, 2023, approximately 2:46 p.m., were you operating a motor vehicle in the city of Riverview?
Yes.
That time, did you have contact with the Riverview Police Department?
Yes.
Upon the officer asking you for a valid Michigan operator's license, were you able to present that to the police officer?
No, I was not.
Satisfied?
The court is also satisfied the plea is knowing, voluntary, and factually accurate. The court will accept your plea to the amended charge, dismiss your original charge per the plea agreement. And counsel as to sentencing.
Your Honor, the court's correct. My client has had some criminal history here. He's resolved everything. He successfully completed the term. He's not on probation or parole anywhere else, Your Honor. He has no other matters pending. It cost him some money to get his vehicle impounded. As I told him, that was a result of having no insurance. And Your Honor,
Well, I think it was a result
excuse me.
of him not having a valid
I'm
license.
sorry, I misspoke. Not having a valid license. So he's paid in that respect, but you will need time to pay fines and costs, Your Honor, over a period of time. The court decides that. We have to work restricted to fines and costs.
Okay, sir, you are revoked, correct?
Yes.
Because of too many alcohol-related driving offenses, correct?
Not necessarily. I would, if I'm being honest, Your Honor, it would probably be because of driving on suspended charges. When I got this last one, I was on my way to work. They didn't take me to jail and let me go to work that day, and I was very thankful.
Okay, but you have a felony, you have 3 alcohol-related offenses, correct?
No.
Only 2? Let me say only 2, because it shows that there was a felony OWI, no?
No.
Out of Southgate?
If there is, no, not on Southgate. I had a OWI, that's how,
Right,
and that never became a felony. I did 2 years probation with them for that, and was drug screen, and paid them all my dues and finished probation
okay, that's right, because you got this one and that one around the same time.
the exact same time. They ran concurrent. I did a year while I was doing the 2 years of probation for them. too, at the same time.
Okay,
But he
So-
turned that around, Your Honor. We'll consider that.
okay. Where do you work?
Danish Transport, to the trucking company in South Rockland.
What do you do there?
I'm a diesel mechanic technically. I do preventative maintenance on their full fleet trucks.
Okay. And who's your driver?
I usually have my coworker pick me up. They have a company truck that one of them will come get.
So what happened on this day of August 2nd?
Well, that arrangement became necessary after my car got impounded.
Oh,
So, because I didn't want to continue to drive to work and take the risk of being pulled over again.
well, very smart. Very
I
smart.
told him, Your Honor, it rolls around like a bad snowball. You can increase, pretty soon you'll have a license for 5 years.
Right. And so you would think that given the fact that you already are revoked because of that, that you would stop driving.
Yes.
What's it going to take for you to figure out you can't drive? As frustrating as inconvenient as it is, and believe me, I understand that, right? But you don't have a license to drive right now. Driving is a privilege, it's not a right.
I understand.
You don't have that privilege, so how are you, what is it going to take for you to stop driving?
If you believe you need honor, this is more than enough, because I know this is just gonna make it even harder for me to ever get my license back. And I would like to have it back one day, because like you said, it is a privilege. And I'd like to have that privilege again, because I don't want to rely on other people in public transportation and paying people for rides to maintain a life. So,
And that's why he's having someone pick him up, students, today from court. He's having someone pick him up.
and this is enough. I've gotten to the point where I'm not driving under the influence anymore. I haven't ever since. And, I'm getting to the point where I'm making sure I'll never drive without a license again, because it's ridiculous. I don't have the money to pay all these fines and costs all the time. Guys, I'm getting older.
And so you didn't drive here today?
You want me to be honest?
I
with you?
do.
You do.
I did drive here today. I had a ride arranged with my father, but my father did not wake up, so I had to drive myself.
No, you didn't.
Well,
What are other options? What are other options?
Walk or ride a bike. I don't have any money for Uber right now. I didn't really know the bus schedule, so. But I guess I could have walked or rode a bike.
I guess he chose the lesser of two evils, Your Honor, and that if he would have not appeared today, there would have been a bench warrant issue. So he thought it'd be best to come to court. We talked about all this. I anticipated the court would ask. So he's being forthright in court. But I assure you, he's not driving out of his parking lot. Is that correct, sir?
Promise that.
Oh, that's correct, because if you are, you'll be arrested. So you should always have a backup. Right, because in case your first option falls through, you have other options, right? Because you're telling this court what you think it wants to hear, right?
Yeah.
And all the while you're saying that, right, you're trying to reel me in to believe all of that. And then you drove here today, which quite frankly discredits everything you just said.
I understand, Your Honor.
Everything. I don't even know if I believe that you get rides back and forth to work every day. Because you don't, do you?
No, I do, Your Honor.
Every day.
Every day.
Aren't you tired of giving your money to the courts?
Yes, that's what I was mainly trying to explain to you. Yeah.
But yet, You drove here today. Do you realize every time you get into a car to drive, you're risking a lot of things? A lot. Number one, you're risking your freedom because you could get arrested. Number two, you're risking financially, not only if you get arrested, you have fines and costs here, to pay at the court, but if you get in an accident, sir, you're not a covered driver. You don't have a valid license. So if you get in an accident and God forbid significantly injure or kill somebody, that's even more problematic. Because then that's something that's going to go against you personally. You don't have any insurance to help cover that.
I understand.
And the more you keep driving, the longer you're going to be before you get a license. Ask Mr. Reckless Driving that was just here. Right?
I paid attention.
And so whose car did you drive here today?
The car that was impounded on
It doesn't tell me whose car it is.
that's on the show.
And who is she?
That's my father's show.
So how did you get the car?
Well, I've had that car for I had to put it into her name because I didn't have a license.
I gotta tell you, probably not the smartest move she made. Because if you get in an accident in this car that's in her name, she's the one that's gonna be up a financial creek without a paddle.
Also, she could be subjecting herself to criminal penalty, allowing an unlicensed driver to operate. I've told him these things, Your Honor. I think he's finally getting the message. But we hope it's not today that the court punishes him such as incarceration.
Well, I don't know that today's the day he's getting the message. I mean, this is like the fourth time you've had a driving license suspended. Usually a third time's the charm, so that's gone, that's come and gone. Why should I not send you to jail? Just because it's only a driving offense?
No. Obviously, you have every right to send me to jail today. It's very clear. I just ask you for the sake of my own life. I would lose my job. I'd lose my place. I'm already on tight reins with my apartment complex. I'm falling a little behind on my rent. So if I lose my job, then I won't be able to pay my rent. And I'll lose everything. But
So why are you behind on your rent?
not working enough hours.
And why are you not working enough hours? Is that an employer decision or is it you're not going into work?
It's an employer decision. I will
So,
go into work. I go to work.
okay, so perhaps you might want to find another job, sir. Because now you're going to have more costs and expenses. So here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to indicate 30 days jail. I'm going to suspend that jail. Let me be very clear. If you get arrested for any violation that has to do with driving specifically, you will be serving that 30 days.
Yes. And
Perhaps that will be enough, sir, with jail in the Wayne County Jail. Held over your head for you to stop driving.
yes, that's enough. I promise.
We'll do a jail review November 15th at 10:30 a.m. In the meantime, $500 fine, $200 cost, crime victim assessment fee of $75, justice system assessment fee of $50 for a total of $825.
We'll need time to pay your honor payment programs, please.
How much per month and what day of the month, sir?
I could do 150 a month, preferably the,
Hold on. I appreciate your zealousness in wanting to pay this off, but 150 a month sounds like it might be a bit too much for you, given that you are behind on your rent.
if I could do less, I would appreciate it.
We do 100.
100.
And I always tell my clients, including this gentleman, if you cannot pay in a timely fashion, come in person and ask the court for additional time and explain the situation why.
What day of the month works best?
I get paid on Mondays.
All right, October 10th will be your first payment. Sir? What car are you driving?
It's a red Dodge Journey.
Okay. We are watching for that Dodge Journey. I'm letting you know. Do not drive out of this parking lot.
I will not. Thank you for everything.
You can be assured, if you drive out of this parking lot, you will absolutely be arrested. Absolutely. Stop at the court officer out there to give them your license plate number so that they can make a note to the PD that somebody other than you is going to come back to pick up that vehicle so it doesn't get impounded from being parked here.
Okay.
Do not leave without doing that.
Okay.
Thank you, Ron.
We'll see you back on November 15th.